What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to be giving my review and official thoughts on Juice WRLD's Into the Abyss documentary. Keep in mind that this video will include spoilers for this documentary, so if you haven't seen it yet, make sure to click off the video now. But with all that being said, guys, make sure to check out my second channel, Complex 2. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch, and lastly, shout out to all the channel members. But with all this being said, we're just going to dive on into this. Now, I consider this documentary to be one of the most emotional and raw things that we have seen that involves Juice's name and his brand and just everything regarding Juice. Obviously, we all already had a pretty good understanding of what happened to him the day he died, what led up to that. We've obviously heard that across the albums he released while he was alive, unreleased music, Legends Never Die, Fighting Demons. Obviously, we all pretty much have a basic understanding of everything, but this documentary does not hold back to dive into showing what Juice was going through. I think that this documentary is the most perfect thing that we could have gotten, especially for Juice fans. Not only do we get to hear unreleased songs throughout this documentary, but we get basically a really long vlog of Juice leading up until the end that was filled with a lot of happy moments, sad moments, and it literally just showcased Juice's life, basically what was leading up to it. We just got to experience what Juice lived through during like 2018 through 2019. We got to see that for around 2 hours. We just saw everything that Juice did, going to a concert, backstage, making music, hanging out with friends. This documentary just goes right into his life and leads up until December 8th, the day he died. Obviously, this documentary is very emotional, especially if you were a big fan of Juice and you've been really close to the situation, or you've just followed the community. Obviously, this documentary is very explicit. It shows a lot of things that even I kind of surprised by. I didn't think it would go in detail and show as much as it did, especially on the day Juice died. I thought it was kind of crazy how much we actually saw, how much footage, how much information they gave us regarding the entire situation. If you've been curious to what led Juice to the path he went down, or at least what was currently going on in his life, this documentary answers all those questions, and it leaves us off with such like a emotional tone that starts off very sad, but it kind of builds into at least into a little bit of a happier tone near the end, and kind of lets you leave at least not too sad, but kind of just reflecting on Juice's life and his career as a whole. I wasn't expecting a lot going into this. I obviously have seen like the Peep documentary, but other than that, I haven't watched too many documentaries, just a few here and there. And this being about Juice, I was kind of curious if they were going to do things like have a narrator, have interviews spread throughout the documentary, so at least something similar to what they did with Peep, where they kind of had his mom discuss a lot of main points in his life and what she saw going through his life. But I honestly really liked the way this documentary was held. We saw a few interviews obviously in the beginning, and there was a couple throughout it, but for the most part, it was just like a collage or like a really long vlog of Juice's life, and they saved a lot of the main important interviews and discussions near the beginning and the end, which I think worked perfectly for this documentary. If you are a fan of Juice and you're a fan of the music that they're releasing, or you were just a fan of Juice when he was alive, you will enjoy this documentary. It dives into so many details about his life. We get to see how he made certain songs, stuff like Gamble, sometimes Sexual Healing. We got to see so much real stuff and how many problems Juice was actually going through. I thought it was really crazy. Overall, if you ask me, this was a great documentary for someone that's a casual fan of Juice or someone that's a hardcore fan of Juice. I really don't see a way that this documentary kind of left you disappointed. I think it answered a lot of questions we had, and they didn't hide anything, that's for sure. It definitely showcased a lot more graphic content than I thought it would, so I just thought that this film was great. It was worth the hype. It was worth the lead up to Fighting Demons, even though not a lot of Fighting Demons songs were showcased in this documentary. Fighting Demons, the album, definitely fits the theme and the vibe that this documentary gave us. But that's all for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys are interested in more Juice videos like on news or other topics or anything like that, make sure to subscribe. Follow me over on Instagram at ComplexProductions999 and my Twitter at ComplexDiscuss. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Easy, why you doing so?